Hi children, how are you all? I hope you all good. I am Robinson, Department of Social Science. Today we are going to continue the lesson World War I. So this video session is going to give a very large message about the armistice of the World War I. First, the armistice and Treaty of Versailles. We need to know what is the meaning of armistice. Armistice is nothing but it is a war stopping agreement. So according to this only the Treaty of Versailles was signed between the victorious nation and the defeated nation. Which are the countries called defeated nation? Which are the countries called victorious nation? We need to know. The victorious nations, that is the Allies, the Britain, France, Russia, USA, Belgium, Serbia, Greece, Romania, these are the countries were called as the victorious nations. And the defeated nations, that is Central Power, Germany, Austria-Hungary, Ottoman Turks, these are the countries. And when the World War I came to an end, the World War I came to an end in the year of 1918 in the month of November. So after the end of World War I only, they started in Paris Peace Conference. Before that they started Treaty of Versailles in the month of November 11th, 1918. In this conference, three persons they played a major role. They were known as Woodrow Wilson from USA, Lloyd George from England, Clemenceau from France. So these are the persons who played a very important role for the signing of Paris Peace Conference. Paris, we know that is in capital of France. In that place only it was signed, so that only this is called as a Paris Peace Conference in the month of January 1919. After the signing of armistice, so 2 months, November month only the armistice, the war stopped in the month of November. After 2 months only the peace conference was signed, so that only January 1919. And here this peace conference was ended in the month of 28th June 1919. So 5 months it took place. After that only they gave it a number of provisions, a number of points they list out it. According to this, some countries were punished, some countries got some kind of privileges. We need to know that what are they. So provisions of the treaty, that is only we are going to focus. So the first point, that is 6,600 million pound was collected from only the country of the Germany. So it is pushed the country of Germany going down, both politically and economically. So this was happened. So for that they appointed one committee. That committee only collected this amount. So 6,600 million, it is installment payment for the German country, they have to pay. And second one is the German army was reduced. During the time of World War I, it had plenty, lakhs and lakhs of army under their control. But end of the World War I, the German country army was reduced. Why? Because German country is a reason for the World War I. So that only what was happened, the army was reduced. It should not more than lakh, and then they were not permitted to hold an air force, at the same time navy. Especially the submarines they are not permitted to use. So these are the restriction was given to the people of Germany. And next one is the all German colonies. We know that the German colony in the place of Africa, during the time of course of the World War I, we read German lost all the colonies in Africa. So we know that. So this colonies now going to take over by under the control of the victorious nations. At the same time we can say that there was a League of Nations was established. That League of Nations is going to be a monitor all the colonies of Germany. And here the Germany was forced to revoke. So two treaty was signed. The treaty is nothing but Brest-Litovsk, at the same time Treaty of Bucharest. Treaty of Brest-Litovsk was signed between the Russia and the Germany in the year of 1918. And Bucharest, we know that the Second Balkan War was signed between Bulgaria and the victorious nation Greece and Serbia. So both the treaty was revoked. So it created some kind of changes for the people of Germany. So Germany could not hold any kind of places. Everything goes to the place of the victorious nations, particularly the Britain, France and the USA. And after that, Alsace and Lorraine. We know that in the year of 1871 there was a fight between the Germany and then the France. In that war, the Germany got success and France lost. So at that time, Alsace and Lorraine, these two places captured by the people of Germany. So this place wanted to recapture by the people of France. So there is no more chance for the people to get back the places. But after the World War I only, these two places, Alsace and Lorraine, given to the people of the France. And after that, Finland, Estonia, Latvia and Lithuania. These are the places under the control of Russia once upon a time. But after the World War I, these are the places where get the independence. And the League of Nations and the Paris Peace Conference declared these are the countries should be independent nation. So these are the countries became as a new independent nations according to the Paris Peace Conference, January 1919. And here the northern Schleswig, which is very close to the Denmark. So northern Schleswig, this part was given to the Denmark people. At the same time, we know that Belgium is a country in the side of the Alps. So Belgium got some kind of districts, very small districts, that is also very close to the North Sea. So these are the places given to the Denmark and Belgium. After that, the Poland. Poland also once upon a time was captured by the people of Central Powers. And after the World War I, it became as an independent nation. At the same time, its border was recreated. So border was recreated and its extent still the Baltic Sea. So when it extends still the Baltic Sea, there was one harbor that is belongs to the people of Germany. But now everything under the control of the people of victorious nations. So the people of Germany, they had a dancing here. The dancing is a place under the control of the League of Nations. Now the place given to the people of the Poland. So Poland places extend beyond the Baltic Sea. And after that, the dancing port is become as the independent place under the auspicious, the wish of the League of Nations. So League of Nations, we need to know, League of Nations is nothing but it is an organization was established during the time of 1920 for the purpose of mainly two. The first one is to avoid a war and to make the peace. So for that purpose only this was established, and the League of Nations only monitor the dancing. This is we need to know. And after that, the Rhineland. Here you can see the picture. Germany is a place who had a huge in size. The Rhineland is a part of Germany. So what was happened? The eastern side of Rhineland was captured by the people of the Central Powers, and they started to rule, and they made it that place as the demilitarized zone. So there is no more army zones, that places. So this was happened according to the Treaty of Versailles. And so far we discussed the points which is in the points of Treaty of Versailles. It shows that one group of people only is dominated. One group of they are show their powers. So in this place we are going to discuss about the criticism. Defeated powers were absent. So the victorious nation, they only enjoyed and they only attend the meeting. They are not permitted to attend the conference, the people of defeated nations. So defeated nation, they never take part, and it is partial type of conference. This is the first point, about that only they criticized. And second one is the peoples except the German. The German country only was suffered very lot. It shows that they cornered the Germany, both the politically and economically. So German was not satisfied because it crushed the people of Germany. The Paris Peace Conference crushed the German people. Except the German, other countries, they were not suppressed or crushed by the people of the victorious nations, or according to the Paris Peace Conference. This is the word was criticized by the people of Europe itself. And after that, the reparations, the people of Germany, they need to pay 6,600 million pound. It is not quite easy to pay the amount by the people of Germany. Why? Because the Germany was affected economically very lot. It lost the material, it lost the human lives, everything. The huge amount of losses only in the side of the Germany. So now the people of victorious nations, they push the people of Germany to pay the amount, but it is not very easy to pay, and it created a number of problem in the mindset of the people of Germany very particularly. That is, we need to know. And after that, the Germany, it was weak both the politically and economically. But we need to know the people of the Austria and Russia, Hungary, these are the places splitted into a small plots. A number of new nations was emerged. So in the side of eastern side of Germany, the people of rulers, they became very weak. So the people of Germany could come across all the crisis, and it shows that the politically and economically the Germany is not developed. It is the point. And after that, in the year of 1920, United States, it came out from the League of Nations, at the same time the Paris Peace Conference. Why? Because the League of Nations established by the person Woodrow Wilson, the president of USA, but the person is not satisfied with the actions of the Paris Peace Conference, because the Senate, the group of people, they are not ready to ratify the messages which is said by the person Woodrow Wilson. It created, there is a problem between the Woodrow Wilson and the Senate. So the person, he came out from the Paris Peace Conference, at the same time League of Nations, and it took an isolation policy. So it shows that the land stand without a deep foundation. So it is criticized by the people of Europe, it is useless sometimes. And after that, the Istria and South Tyrol. So these are the three places were given to the Italian people, but this is not given happy to the people of Italy. Why? Because Italy fought in the side of the Allies to get the place of Trentino, but Trentino was not given to the people of Italy. Instead of that only, the three places was given to them. The places namely Trieste, Istria and South Tyrol. It created disappointment in the minds of the Italian people. So that is very important. And after that, we have moved on to the population of Europe. The population of Europe is plenty. The races is variety, but the continent size is very small. When the Paris Peace Conference, they tried to make the borders of the countries, it created a number of confusion in the minds of the people, and they failed in the attempt of making in borders. So that is the another problem of the criticism of Paris Peace Conference. And here, end of the World War I, they signed a number of treaties between the defeated nation and victorious nations. So Treaty of Versailles signed between victorious nation and Germany, and Treaty of Germain, that is signed between Austria and victorious nation. Treaty of Trianon, this is signed between Hungary and the victorious nation. Treaty of Neuilly, that is signed between Bulgaria and the victorious nation. Treaty of Sevres was signed between Turkey and the victorious nation. It shows that these are the countries, they belongs to one side. The side is nothing but Central Powers. So Central Powers only was suffered very lot according to the Paris Peace Conference and Treaty of Versailles. So during the time of Napoleon era too, the Balkan War, 4.5 million people they lost. So almost 1 century there was plenty of war was faced by the European continent. But what was happened? At that time 4.5 million people only they lost. But the World War I held 4 years from 1914 to 1918. At that time more than 8 million people they lost their life. It is like a double amount of human life loss. So it created huge problem in the mindset of both European continent and the worldwide. And it created another problem also, the gender problem. So million more had succumbed. So there was a gender problem. The male rate was reduced. Why? Because a number of people they lost their life, soldiers. So female, their rate is high. So gender problem is raised, imbalance in the place of Europe continent all over the world. That is we need to know. And after that, the dictatorship. So because of the Treaty of Versailles, a number of countries, particularly the defeated nation, they depended on dictatorships. For example, Germany, it is going to rule by the person Adolf Hitler, and Italy, it was ruled by the person Mussolini. How it is raised in the sense? Because the people of Italy and Germany, they suffered very lot. So they waiting for the moment of a new leader. That leader it became as a dictatorship. And you need to know the influenza. So viral fever. So Spanish influenza it is also called. At that time million people they lost their life. At present now we are facing the crisis of corona. So like that in the year of 1918. So it continues till 1920. So 2 years there was a huge change in the worldwide. Why? Because the influenza. Number of people they lost their life. Even in India also 12 to 14 million people they lost their life because of the influenza. At the same time World War I also there is a number of people. So 8 million people they lost their life. So it created the imbalance between male and female. So gender problem. And after that dictatorship we read, and 1922 the USSR was formed. You need to know what is the expansion for USSR, Union of Socialist and Soviet Republic. So this was established under the leadership of Lenin in the year of 1922. So it was a world's largest country. It is happened after the World War I. This is the very good news for the world. At the same time, it is bad news for another group of person that is known as the USA. And then the USSR only created the Communist Party. We need to know. And here, in the year of 1900 only, USA started to emerge as a developing nation. At the same time, when it is entered into an World War I, it is became as the debtor. But after the World War I, it became as the money lender. It started to give a number of amount to the people of the Europeans. Why? Because the Europeans they suffered. They waiting for the reconstruction activity. At that time, they needed plenty of materials, money, everything. This was given by the people of USA. And here the second point, it is awakening of colonies. The India and then the Eastern Asian countries, they took part in the World War I against a number of actions, for example, Central Powers. So at that time, they got a number of ideas. These ideas is influenced by the people of the soldiers in India, and they conducted a number of revolutionary actions and then a protest against the colonialism. So that only India got an independence in the year of 1947. This is also one of the very important reason for the India's independence. And after that, Kemal Pasha. We need to know about this person. Kemal Pasha is a man who modernized the Turkey. So how it was happened in the sense, it was happened with the support of USSR. We know that the Russia. So Russia only given a plenty of support for the person to modernize the Turkey. So he was a revolutionary. So with the support of this person only, now the Turkey well developed. We need to know. This is a picture of Kemal Pasha. And we can see the impact on India during the time of and after the World War I also. Why? Because we were the colony of the Britain. We got independence 1947 only, we know that. But during the time of World War I, what type of support we gave the people of the Britishers? We need to know. So, number of Indians were recruited as the supporters of the Europeans, Africa and West Asia in the side of the Allies. So, we gave a number of support to the people of the Allies, and we gave a number of materials to them, a number of cash amount we gave. So, what type of amount, how much we gave to them, that is we need to know. Here I mentioned we gave 230 million cash amount, million. We know that 1 million is equal to 10 lakhs. Just think about it. So, 230 million amount was given by the people of India to the Allies, particularly the England. And after that, 125 million amount was given by the Indian people as the loan for them during the time of 1914 to 1918 itself. Within 4 years, we gave an 125 million amount. And after that, war materials we gave 250 million. It may be in what is that? It may be in weapons, particularly a modern weapons. So this was produced by the people of Indians. For that we gave an amount 200 million. It shows that the support of India is huge in size. Because of our support also, the people of Allies, they got a number of success in the World War I, and they became the victorious nations. So the support of India is huge in size during the time of World War I for the Allies side. And here, when we said about the influenza, the Spanish influenza, it created a huge change. So millions and millions of people died. What about in India? In India, 12 to 14 million people, they lost their lives. Just imagine, 12 to 14 millions. In India, it is also called as the Bombay influenza. So Mumbai influenza also it was called. Why? Because particularly that places, a number of people they lost their lives. Even now also Maharashtra, that is also a huge place was affected by the corona. And it created a number of revolutionary actions. For example, Home Rule movement was established in the year of 1916. At the same time, Congress, in the year of 1907, there was a split in the Congress party. Congress was reunited in the year of 1917 according to the Lucknow Pact. So it created because of the World War I. So this is the very important outcome of the World War I, and the people of Indians, they started to fight against the colonialism very bravely. And Treaty of Sevres, that is very important. Treaty of Sevres was signed between the Turkey and then victorious nation, particularly the England. So the ruler of Turkey is nothing but the Sultan. He was overthrown from his position. Instead of that, the people of Britishers, they are going to rule. But the ruler of Turkey was underestimated. So this is not liked by the people of Muslims, particularly those who lived in India. So they started to conduct a number of meetings, particularly one revolution movement. The movement is called as the Khilafat movement. It was started in the year of 1920. At that time only, Gandhiji, who gave a very important role and support for the people of the Muslims. So 1920, non-cooperation movement was started by the person Mahatma Gandhiji after the Khilafat movement only. So in the time of non-cooperation movement, the Muslim people, they also given a number of support. It shows that Gandhiji gave an importance for the Muslim people also. So that is we need to know. Okay students, this is the time to recall what we studied so far. So in this video session, we read about the Armistice and Treaty of Versailles particularly. It was signed in the year of 1918 November month. After the 2 months only, there was the the peace conference was signed. So peace conference was started in the month of January 1919 and it was ended in the month of June 28, 1919. So according to that, there was plenty of points discussed in it. In that point, the Germany was crushed and the victorious nation, they showed their powers. And after that, we discussed the fallout of the World War I and what type of problem faced by the people of world, and that is we discussed. And after that, impact of India also we discussed. So how India was support to the people of Britishers, particularly the Allies side, and what type of problem we face, that is also we discussed. And particularly the criticism of the Paris Peace Conference we read. It shows that the Germany was crushed and it leads to an World War I and then our dictatorship was raised. So these are the one we discussed. At the same time, the USA took policy of isolation policy. At the same time, 1920, the League of Nations was established. So these are the points we discussed in this video session. Okay, students, you have to study what are the points we discussed so far in book, and at the same time you have to go through all the materials, particularly the question bank, study material, everything you need to go through that. Then only we can clarify the doubts. Thank you.
நளினி அமிர்தாவோட ஃபாதரு ப்ரீகேஜிலேருந்து 8th ஸ்டாண்டர்ட் படிக்கிறாங்க. இப்போ அது 5:30 to 6:30 வந்து கிரவுண்ட் ரன்னிங் ப்ராக்டிஸ் பண்ணிவிட்டு பாடி எக்ஸசைஸ் பண்ணிவிட்டு அப்படியே ஸ்கூல் அட்டன் பண்ணிவிட்டு மத்தியானம் மேலே மதர் தெரேசா அகாடமிலையும் ப்ராக்டிஸ் பண்ணுறாங்க. மெட்ராஸில் எம்இஎம்லும் ப்ராக்டிஸ் பண்ணுறாங்க. நேஷனல் லெவலில் வந்து கோல்டு அடிச்சிருக்காங்க.